listening to the Energy is Love podcast.
The Energy is Love.
The Energy is the Love podcast.
The Energy is Love podcast.
Energy is Love.
The Energy is Love podcast.
The podcast for the universe.
Go.
The Energy is Love podcast. This is it.
Is this the end?
Of 2020. This is the final episode of the Energy is Love podcast this year.
Okay.
This is it. This is the last show. I was just thinking, like literally once we pushed play and started, I was just thinking about people that may not know us super well and just be watching the podcast.
Oh.
And we very much seem like alcoholics.
Holy shit, we do.
But that's okay. We're a little alcoholic this year.
Are we?
No.
No, not really.
Depends
This
on
is
your
like-
definition.
Well, I have some. I think alcoholism is very clearly defined, so it doesn't leave a lot of.
Webster's defines alcoholism as. No, we tend to drink during the podcast.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny how this time for the end of 2020, we bring out actual booze.
I know.
And I'm like, we don't have a problem. We don't actually, but
We don't. This is just a special episode
Yes.
because it's been a special year.
it has been a special
It's a
year.
special year that could.
I had kind of a memory, and I guess I should have. Why are you laughing at me?
Was it kind of a memory or was it a memory?
It's a kind of memory because I don't
Okay.
have it quoted, and it just came to me. So I could have gone back to the last, because we did an end of year episode last year,
Yes.
and I could have went back and listened, but I just remembered it. I think you were asking me like, what did I think 2020 was going to be?
Oh my God, we should still go listen to it.
Right. And I think I said like it was going to be hard. There was going to be some challenges, but I thought it was going to be good and like growth or something like that. So I think technically
You future
I
casted.
did. I think I'm like, it's going to be hard, but
It's
we're
going
going
to be an interesting year. There's going to be some ups and downs.
It's going to be hard, but it's going to be good.
The end
Don't
of year.
ask me what 2021 is going to hold. I'm just going to.
It's so funny. The end of year last year, the
Mm-hmm.
title of that episode was the worst best year.
Because
Little
like
did
I
we know.
said,
Yeah.
our 2020 started July 2019.
2019 apparently was one of the roughest years of our lives.
It wasn't to that 2019.
Up to that point, I guess.
Do you?
I remember 2019 very fucking well.
And I
Too
think
vivid.
2019 is actually worse than 2020 for
Yeah.
us. For us, 2020 has been way better than 2019.
Right?
Way
and
better.
so this is episode 224. Hold on, I'm going to do some quick math
Okay.
that I'm going to have to use a calculator for. And the beginning of 2019 or 2020 was episode 174. So we did 50 episodes this year.
That was so close.
That's good.
That is really good. I was like, no, it's so close. So I brought out my calculator and I was gonna beat you to it.
No, that's good.
And as it popped up, I was gonna.
Yeah.
You didn't really need math for that, but I like a calculator. I see what you did in your head there, but in my mind, I was
You rule up.
ready. I wanted to have that information fast. I
Uh-huh.
wanted to be your reliable researcher.
You are my reliable everything.
Thank you.
You are the wind beneath my wings.
Am I too wiggly?
I don't think you're too
Okay, you're
wiggly.
gonna have to watch because otherwise I'll be on the episode being
It
like,
doesn't matter.
ding, ding,
You can bounce
ding,
around all day
ding,
long on the
ding,
episode.
ding,
It's not a big deal.
ding. It is for the people that are watching.
Well, they'll
Look at
understand.
this. Don't you think?
Hopefully
it's
they're
gonna be
drinking
weird?
with us. It is 2020.
You don't even know
Should
what
we-
I'm doing.
If you're just listening. Let's go back to episode 174. We're going to recap every episode. There's only 50 folks.
We're
so
gonna
buckle
recap
in.
every episode. Like, what do you mean?
174. We celebrate the first episode of 2020 with things we're ashamed of from our past. Is peer pressure really a thing, or is it all about survival? We also have some predictions for what our 2020 is going to look like.
We should have
We
listened
totally
to
should have
those.
listened.
Should we pause or should we? God damn it, we won't be able to find them
No.
in time.
175,
Damn.
110% BS. Since when is 100% not enough?
Okay. All
We
right.
break down the asinine expectation of giving it 110% in life and ask ourselves the great question, is everyone doing their best? We had some good episodes, booty facials, great balls of lightning.
Oh, I remember that
Stuff
one.
and Tuck, the good old Stuff and Tuck.
I don't remember what we talked about on Stuff and Tuck.
Yeah.
It's not the Hello Johnny.
No, that was you told your waxing story
Oh,
during that
Jesus.
episode.
How is that a stuff and tuck? That makes it sound like I got a surprise.
Stevie was on the podcast this year,
Yes.
episode 183. Corona, Shaken Not Stirred.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that episode 185 was the episode where we had just suffered a 5.7 magnitude earthquake here in Utah.
Little did we know how much.
And it was the first week of the
that's why
virus.
First week of the virus, the earthquake that shook us more than just our shook us.
The following episode was Where the Brains Go.
Is that when all the toilet paper was disappearing and people losing their goddamn minds?
Yeah.
It's all gas, man. I'm a spring chicken.
Do you remember that one?
I don't.
Oh,
Recorded
it's
on our
wedding
fifth wedding anniversary. On a beautiful spring day in the backyard. We're silly, we're in love, and we're tipsy. Okay.
Yeah, and things have changed not at all.
We are still silly, in love, and we are
Almost
approaching tipsy.
So many good episodes. Calgon, Take Me Away. Good episode.
Pointless Fight
I don't remember Pointless Fight Club.
That was a big one.
Was it?
Not that one. I was just looking at the I'm Coming Out.
That was a big episode, 194.
Yeah. Capitalized Change Now. Oh. That's right. That's where.
Yeah. Yeah. We could sit here and scroll through our phones.
I don't know. That's what you did. I was following the lead. Riveting.
We had a lot of really good episodes.
Curiosity is free. Okay, that's pretty cool because Jesus.
Sugar coating.
Were we okay for that one? That was, it came out on the 5th, but that was before everything went kaboom.
For what?
For our lives. Wait, this is 2020. Oh no, we're okay. This is a year since last year. Okay.
We don't have any edibles on board this episode.
We don't. This is my natural state.
You haven't even opened up your beer. So.
I have not. I am fantastic.
Is there anything
Okay.
this year that we did not talk about that you want to talk about right now? Because obviously there's plenty that we did not cover. But is there anything that you want to discuss?
I don't like being put on the spot.
Okay, that's good. I'll
What
note
about
that for
you?
2021.
There's well, only thing I don't know that I want to talk about, but the only thing I can think of that we were gonna talk about doesn't fit into the recap, unless we recap special gifts that we gave each other in 2020.
You're so cute.
Do you know what I'm talking
I
about?
do know what you're talking about.
Other than that, I have no idea. My brain
Yeah.
is just like, what do you want
Yeah.
to talk about? Bubblegum.
Bubblegum.
That's all I could think of right there.
One of the things, so next week, because this is a week early. Anyways, it doesn't matter when this is recorded. It only matters when you listen to it, and you're listening to it right now.
Right now.
Next
From
week.
the future. They're listening in the future. We are talking
We're talking to the future?
the future.
Oh my God.
This goes back to the tenant.
Yes, we watched The Tenant recently.
What message should we give the future?
That's a good question. What should we tell the future? Hey,
And depending on when they listen to it, this also might be the future talking to the past, giving a message to the past from the future.
what?
If they listen to it like past the air date.
Yeah, which is very common.
Never mind.
Then it'll be a message from the past to the future.
No, I just heard where I messed up. Moving on. I sounded really smart for a minute and then realized, no, you didn't.
You're super smart. You are so smart. One of the things that we're doing at men's group next week is really going to dive into the year that is and the year that was, because it's the last group that we have for 2020 as well. And I've challenged everybody, and I'm also challenging myself to really look back over the year of this wonderful fucking decade. Like 2020 was the longest year in history. And looking back over it, not what did you learn? Because there's a lot of things I think that stand out as far as like what we learned and some important lessons, but like on a really, really internal, deep, introspective way of like, what did you discover about yourself this year that you want to leave in this year?
Oh, that I want to leave. That's
Yeah.
not where I thought you were going.
No, because there is a flip side, obviously.
There is.
But what I'm focused on and what I'm kind of looking at is like, there were some things that I discovered this year that are things that I really would like to leave here in 2020.
Well, if you've got one in your brain, you've already been thinking about this. Why don't you go first?
Let's just do our shot now.
Okay.
No.
I'm gonna open my beer.
I remember back around the
Thank you.
earthquake and the beginning of lockdowns and the beginning of everything. And I just remember feeling how fragile my mental health was and realizing how fragile it was. Like having the awareness of like, oh shit, I really thought I had my mental health squared away.
Okay,
And
you're right.
Turns out not so much.
Yeah,
right.
I mirrored that.
Not so much.
Mm-hmm.
And so
I'm good. No.
I want to be more prepared moving forward in life. I want to, and it's not even like a lack of, right? Because I don't feel bad about it. I'm not upset about it. I'm not being hard on myself, but it's just the awareness of like, oh, I need to do a lot more work in regards to my mental health and my emotional health. Almost like reps, right? I need to, and I thought I had been.
Yeah.
You know, I thought I had, and maybe I mean, I definitely have been.
Mm-hmm.
I think you and I both have been, but it was like, oh, when the chips are down and real world shit starts happening, I want to be much more squared away and capable of moving through it. And I did a pretty good job considering, but at the same time, it was like, I mean, I had some real vulnerable moments, and I'm okay with that, but I want to be more prepared. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't know how. I don't know what that looks like, but that's something that I'm like, you know what? Let's leave that feeling of helplessness and not even control, but just that really raw vulnerability of like, oh my God, I don't have my shit together, and I really need my shit together right now in this moment. And it's not necessarily in the, I mean, it's really in the space of like my mental and emotional health.
Yeah.
You know, my anxiety went haywire this year. It really just went off the rails. And I thought I had a better grip on it. I thought I had a better understanding of it. I thought I had kind of a better working relationship with my anxiety. And it turns out not the case. Turns out my anxiety was like, they were very excited to get the will and then just went fucking crazy. You're looking at, I feel very awkward now.
Oh, don't feel awkward.
So what about you?
I think we should talk about yours a little bit more.
Okay. Do you have some probing questions?
I do.
Would you like to probe me?
Yes. 2020 is going out with a probe.
Aliens, we watched The Phenomenon.
No.
That documentary we've been hinting at.
Do not.
Go ahead.
Skate away. So what if I am hearing is that you are disappointed in a sense in yourself, the way that you handled a global pandemic that you have never experienced before, had no idea how to handle, and did the best you could while everything kind of fell apart all the way around, and that you had some anxiety during that?
Yeah, I'm pretty disappointed in myself.
You should have done that better.
I really should have done a better job with that.
Really should have.
Yeah, I really dropped the ball there.
Yeah. I think you did great. And I think you had human reactions. And I think everybody had human reactions, and everybody handled all of the craziness that happened the best that they could. And I think they're still handling it the best they could. Some did better than others. Some got angry. Some got, like, everything just kind of, I think everybody did the best they could. So, and I don't, like, now when you put it that way, like, I don't want to be more prepared for a disaster, because that means a disaster is always imminent in my mind. And I know how to live that way, and I don't want to. I want to enjoy the present and just like deal with things as they come, but I don't want to have a global pandemic backup plan.
I think I was lazy with my mental health. Do you know what I mean?
Were you lazy, or did you just go ahead and retreat and let your body do whatever it needed to do in those moments?
Well, like, for example, I'm very...
Okay.
I'm like, you need to go see a therapist. You have a therapist that you like. You went and saw her once. You need to go see her again.
You just turned this to me.
Hold on, listen.
Like, for instance, you need to go see a
You need to go see a therapist, right? And I'm a big proponent of people going to therapy.
Yeah.
And I talk to other people like, and go see a therapist. Go to therapy. It's a big deal. And I don't.
Yeah.
And I don't even entertain the idea. I
Yeah.
don't even pretend to be like, yeah, I'm going to go see a therapist. I'm like, nope. It's not even a thought that occurs to me.
Is it because your control issues?
Well, of course, right? It's because of many, many things. My control issues,
I didn't think you were going to actually take that.
Yeah, of course. Why would I go sit down and let somebody else control how I feel? Or,
Ooh, would they be controlling it, though?
okay, obviously they're not. I've been to therapy. I know it's good, blah, blah, blah. But
What's stopping you then?
I'm saying that's the example I'm giving of like, that's an area where I should have not been lazy.
Yeah. Oh, did you just like, geez.
No, I had to move the mic, so I
Fucking
wanted you
talking.
to talk.
You need therapy. What about the things you did that was I don't know. Do you want me to kick your ass this whole episode and be like,
I
this
don't
is
want
where
you to
you
kick
did?
my
and
ass.
do well?
The
Are you
question-
trying to kick your ass this whole episode?
I'm not
Because
trying
I
to
feel
kick
like you did
anybody's
good.
ass.
You kept a men's group going. You kept being there for other people. And this year, you learned how, with those group of guys, to let them be there for you. You let yourself be vulnerable with them and let them help you. And that is not like you.
Okay, there's a lot
So
of
I'm
things
so fucking proud of you.
that stand out this year
That
are
you
benefits
kicked
that are
ass
awesome.
at.
But the question was, what are things you want to leave in 2020?
Okay. Can you leave it in 2020?
I'd like to.
Okay, can you?
That's the goal.
Well-
That's what I'm shooting for.
Okay.
Can you?
I don't know what I want to leave in 2020. I'm trying to think of what I've
now. Shit's getting
gained
real.
and what I
Okay.
want to continue growing in the next year.
What do you want to leave in 2020, Stephanie? Let's hear it.
Pessimism.
Okay. Yeah, that's
Pessimism
huge.
can stay there. I know what fear and panic and worst case scenario on a constant looks like. And I want to leave that there. Like, what's the point of being completely terrified of every second? You know, I'd rather live some of that life.
That's huge. That's a really good one.
Well, thank you.
Do you want to talk more about it?
I guess you want me to elaborate. I don't think I need to talk more about it. I just feel like
That's a really good one, though.
Yeah.
Especially like,
you see how everything can go away in an instant. So why not enjoy what you have? Be happy. Don't
Yeah.
live in fear. Live in the now.
right? What else?
Forgive myself for the times that I forget to live in the now and I am pessimistic and fearful and spread fear. I'm like, we're all gonna die.
You want
Yeah.
some grace with yourself?
I do. Yeah, I'm my biggest critic, my biggest ass kicker. I want to be positive and forgiving, graceful.
I think that's a good thing to take away from this year. There's been a lot of really good
See, I
things.
don't need therapy.
You're right. You're good. You and me both.
You know what? Your face fucking actually twitched. You're like, no, you're fine. I've been a fun
We don't
partner
need
for
therapy.
you. We've been quarantined a year together, almost a year.
Yeah.
We've had almost a year together constantly. You've gone a little bit out here and there. I've gone a little bit out in here. You've had some things, but we have spent so much time together. And we grew closer.
Right?
That's
I want to spend more time with you.
right.
I
What
want
is
to
that?
get a van and travel the country in a van with you, where we spend every waking moment and sleeping moment together.
How great is that? That's what our relationship did.
Mm-hmm.
How can I not have gratitude for that?
What did your relationship do? I'm pointing at the camera now if you're only listening.
Hold on. I also know some very amazing people that their relationships did not do that. And I don't want, if your relationships didn't thrive, it's not because you failed. It's because maybe you, because you saw,
Because you what?
maybe you saw the clarity that it no longer serves you. And it's okay if your relationship didn't thrive. And what are you doing,
I'm
mister?
waiting for you to finish your sentence.
And you let it go.
Is that all?
I don't know.
I think you totally failed if your relationship didn't thrive this year. I'm teasing. course I'm
That's
teasing.
so mean.
It's a joke.
It's funny. It's not funny.
Yeah.
No, I think it's sad if you could have connected and then you didn't, and you had this chance for this amazing relationship and it didn't. Like, I'm sorry for that.
We both picked up the guitar this year.
Was it this year? No, I tried last year. I put the guitar down this year. I picked it up 2019.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
You started taking classes in January.
I believe it was last year because it was like, are we going to do it for Christmas? Are we going to do it? So I started 2019. And then
And continued. You didn't quit. You just took a little sabbatical.
I had to take a sabbatical.
That got pretty intense for you.
Yes, it did. It got really intense. I got dark. I got really sad.
Did I get dark this year?
No.
I don't feel like I did, but I also feel like there are big swaths of time. Swath isn't a very...
Did you just like spill that on my face with your energy?
With my swathing?
With your swathing? I'm like, no, you didn't. Psh, okay. Like, I think you energy like bear slapped me.
I had big swaths of time that I feel are just kind of void of memory, which tells me that I was very like full of trauma and anxiety and stress. Because I'm like, what did we do this year?
Well, we did a few things.
And like right now, I can't remember any of them.
We did a few things.
Did we?
We did.
I remember we
did a few things, did a few people. We had some fun. I'm just kidding.
We watched everything.
Oh my God, we watched so much TV.
Mm-hmm.
We're still watching TV.
Yes, we watched everything.
Do you know what also shifted?
What?
Is I used to not really watch TV when you were gone.
Mm-hmm.
I was busy doing other things, but when you left, I would like pick a show.
And binge it.
I would binge it. I would like, it's like 4 seasons. Okay, I've got 4 days to finish this. I can do it. And I would do it.
You're such a champ.
I would seriously, like, it would be in the background constantly. I wasn't just like focused on it, like, here I am. But it would be like following me. I'd put it in the shower and just like, ooh, doo, doo, here I'm doing stuff. And it's always in the background, always going. And I would catch it. But I couldn't handle, like, the quiet, the stillness. I, like, needed that time.
Yeah.
But my brain was like, ha, 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 no. So I watched more TV this year than I think I have in the last 5 years.
What stood out as some of your favorite TV?
Some of my favorite TV that I pretended to watch.
Beer me. Beer me, baby.
The Queen's Gambit.
Queen's Gambit was really good.
If I fall off of this,
Off your chair.
I was going to say you got to edit it out, and then I realized, no, you don't.
Nah, we'll just leave it in.
It'll be funny.
you
Unless I
remember-
get hurt or fart. If I fall and fart, then you got to cut it
going
out.
in.
My ass goes up in the air and you
gonna
got
be
to
the
take it
best.
out.
Do you remember last week when I had to pee in the middle of the episode and I was hollering from the bathroom?
Yes.
Going back and listening to that.
Could you
It's
hear you
great.
holler?
Yeah, it's perfect.
Could you hear your holler? Could you hear your pee?
I don't think so. I don't
Yeah.
think you could hear the pee. If you were to turn around the camera and look right now, you
Should
would
we do
see.
it?
No, we're not. Can't turn that shit around. That took me forever to get it right where it needs
It's
to
really
be.
perfect.
Thank you. You would see the.
Door? There's
if we
a door.
Opened the door, you would see the bathroom
Another door.
across the hall
It's the bathroom
in our
door.
upstairs recording studio.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
It is nice.
Have a massage studio, have a recording studio, have a,
An altar place.
yeah, with socks.
Socks. Queen's Gambit.
Yeah, that was good.
I really liked for Home Country, Love Country.
Oh, that was weird, but I
It was
liked
good.
it.
By the end of it, it was like, oh, this is really good.
It was weird,
Yeah.
but I liked it. I thought it was going to be like, what's the
Wolf
necromancer?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's that one?
Fucking terrible.
Wolves. There's something with wolves, right?
Yeah,
Sleeps
it's-
with wolves, runs with wolves.
Fear of Wolves, Space Wolves. I think
God
it's Space
damn it.
Wolves.
It's not space wolves.
Space
No,
Wolves.
it's not.
It's Space Wolves and the Women That Love Them. That's the name of that documentary.
Actually, it's not.
Space Wolves. and the
Woman who
Women That
that's
Love
no, that's a
Them.
book. That's not it.
We don't need to. It was
Anyways.
great until the last
Till,
two
like, the last-
episodes.
Do you know what though? I still kind it was well, was it?
Hmm.
I don't know.
You still kind of like it?
I did until it was like, what did you do?
I know.
What did you? Who lost a bet? Who lost a bet?
No, I think if anything, go back and watch Queen's Gambit.
Mm-hmm.
Go watch
Love Country.
Love Country.
That was really good. It was
I know
really
there
good.
was more.
I know, right? But our brains.
Because we
What else did
literally
we watch?
watched everything. That's okay. It's not a big deal.
How I think we even talked about more on
We definitely
the
have.
podcast,
Yeah,
and I'm
we've
like, I don't know,
recapped.
what have we watched?
We've recapped shows this year.
I've heard Simpsons and ridiculousness in the background a lot.
Yeah, that's what the boy has
Yeah.
been binging all year long. We
And
started
what's the chef's name? Ramsay.
Ramsay.
God, he loves Gordon Ramsay.
We started video podcasting.
We did.
We had a YouTube channel prior to that, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
but it was just audio episodes. Excuse me. So we started this, and it's been great. I think it's been a lot of fun. I've really
been fun.
enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's good, and people like it. People seem to like
Do
it.
they?
People are talking.
Are they?
The Space
What
Wolves.
are they saying? It's not Space Wolves.
It's Space Wolves and
It's
the
not
women they
Space
fuck.
Wolves. What? No, it's not.
Mhm.
If I can't,
Don't look.
I'm gonna look.
No, because Space Wolves is way funnier.
Okay, I'll leave it at funny. Facts aren't important.
Facts are in 2020. They're sure
They're
not. Right? That's a big story.
That is true. Facts
Facts
are
are
fiction.
not important.
Facts are fiction. Facts are false. Facts are lost.
So
Facts are fucked.
what
How
are
many other ways can you say it? Fuck facts. Facts fuck.
fucks?
Facts.
Fuckity facts. Boo-doo-dum. What is, after all is said and done this year, with
Okay.
everything that went on in regards to literally everything that went on this year, this was a big year, right? A lot of things happened, obviously. Everybody's aware of that, unless you just woke up from a coma.
In which case you did not miss anything.
Yeah, in which case,
Congratulations.
just go watch Queen's Gambit and you'll get caught up on everything.
You won't get caught up, but it'll be time well spent.
Yeah. Is there anything that you can,
Ouch.
like, anything that you feel confident in saying, you believe this?
I believe this.
Yeah. Because think about everything. There's two sides to everything, right?
Okay.
So is there anything that you're like, I believe this, in regards to all this shit that has gone on this year?
Okay. I believe racism is just as bad as it's ever been. I believe Trump is a sick joke. I believe we got totally I don't know. What am I supposed to believe? What do I believe? I don't know. I learned this year what I believe is to not trust anything that comes across social media. I believe that connection is more important than anybody realized. I believe there is enough fucking toilet paper to go around. I believe we need to start thinking for ourselves and stop letting the news and politicians and social media dictate what we think. I was not prepared for this question.
It's a good question,
It's a good question. I have fears now popping through my head. I'm like, I don't know if those are beliefs, but everything. I'm like, that's fair, that's fair, that's fair, that's fair.
Well, do you want to hear some of mine?
I would love to hear some of yours.
I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky.
Okay.
I believe.
Do you think about it every night and day?
Usually I think about it every night, and then pretty much every day. Yeah. I believe that connection is just as important as food and water.
Yeah.
But I kind of already had that belief, but this year definitely solidified it into a belief, right?
Yeah.
I think we need physical connection, not just sitting on fucking computer screens and
Oh,
talking
yeah.
to people via a Zoom call. I think we need physical in the exact same space and time with other people.
Yes, very much.
And physical contact is very important. I believe masks are pointless.
Yeah.
I believe they do nothing to stop the spread of anything other than I think they're pointless.
Is that a belief or is that an opinion?
Well, I don't know. What's the distinction in your mind between belief or opinion?
Thought about a subject that you don't have a deep understanding of. It's just what you think on it, or something that is in your core that you don't need an understanding of, you believe.
Well,
Like you feel it in your soul.
Okay, I guess it's my opinion because I don't give a shit that much to feel it in my soul. But it's my opinion that they do nothing. I believe that one big belief that has changed this year is in regards to law enforcement and how broken it is as a whole.
That was a big shift for you.
Yeah, not just as individual police officers, but as an entire entity itself. Law enforcement is broken and needs to be completely revamped, like across the board.
Yeah.
I believe. I believe Donald Trump served a purpose. Whatever that purpose was, I don't know, but I think he served a purpose.
Yeah.
I also don't think that it was accidental that he was president this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, not meaning like it was all laid out so that he was president in 2020. I mean, just from like a bigger universal perspective of the way things happen, the way that they are supposed to happen, right?
I think it's the world's punishment.
It's not a punishment at all.
I think it's totally a punishment for having Trump as president.
Because I have the belief.
It's sad the whole world had to suffer for it.
Everybody's always right where they're supposed to be, which means Mr. Trump was right where he was supposed to be this entire year during this entire fucking weird, bizarro land, alternate universe experience that we've all undergone in 2020. And I think that was very specific. Like, I think that had rhyme and reason to it, even though if we don't see it and it doesn't make sense right now. And it might not ever make sense, but I think there was definitely a reason to it.
That women learn that rapists are the most powerful people out there and that they run the countries and the Supreme Courts.
If that's one pessimistic way to look at it.
I'm leaving that in the past. It's very I get so
But there may be an optimistic way to look at that.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Point it out to me. Help me see that.
It's no longer something that isn't discussed. It's no longer something that is accepted. It's something that is very much out there in the open. And that women stood up and said, hey, this asshole fucking is a misogynistic sexual predator, right? Whereas before, now granted, this has been coming for several years, but if you go back 10 years, if you go back 15, 20 years.
Women aren't saying anything.
Women aren't saying anything about any of that stuff. So he did a really good job of highlighting a bunch of things this year that are broken.
Women are getting louder and going to continue to get louder.
Mm-hmm. Like he highlighted how broken social media is, even though we didn't need him to. That was pretty obvious, but he did a really good job of highlighting it. Yeah. He highlighted how
he should not have a Twitter.
Right.
He should not be allowed in public.
How fucktarded politicians and the whole political system is.
He did.
And how much of a joke it is.
Okay.
Right.
He did that. Okay.
We already knew that, and there were people, but he really hammered it home this year.
Okay. Yeah. So he brought some. He didn't bring awareness. I mean, like you said, people already knew this, but it became a more conscious awareness.
Yes.
Instead of like background awareness.
Yeah, and across the globe.
Across the globe. Across the globe. People are like, what the fuck? I don't know.
Yeah. I think another belief that I have, and it, maybe not a belief, but one thing that I think is important that people, hopefully the majority of people or a bigger number of people after this year are looking at people on this planet as more of a community than I think maybe they have ever before.
I like that.
Where, you know, the fact is, hey, fuckstick, we're all affected by the same things. And
maybe affected differently, but we are all affected by it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how important it is to think about that in the bigger picture, in the bigger scheme of things, where what happens in one area has the ramifications and the effect that could reach the entire fucking planet,
Yeah.
right? And that's a really big deal.
It is a really big
So that
deal.
may be a positive thing that comes out of this year.
Well, I think there's lots of positive things that come out of this year.
I do too.
Yeah.
Do you have any other beliefs that are jumping out?
No, do you?
I don't think so.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What are we doing now?
Well, surely we have more beliefs.
I don't know.
That's it. That's all we believe in, folks.
That's it. And you just looked at the time, and I don't know. All of a sudden I got uncomfortable.
Do you have to pee?
No, but excuse me. I'm like, are we done? Or is it done? Are we done
Not
recording?
at all. Just because I look at the time doesn't mean we're done
I
recording.
know, but I don't. I just told you for some reason I started panicking right there.
What
Is something coming up? Are you gonna ask me a hard question?
What's another thing?
Panic.
What's another thing that you learned about yourself?
I learned about myself
Mm-hmm.
that I have severe anxiety, and I go into full-on meltdowns while I try and pretend like everything's okay.
Like full panic attacks.
I have those now. I don't like that. That pisses me off.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's not your fault. I'm twitching.
What the fuck was that eye
Like,
thing?
my muscle just went. It's fine. I learned in 2020 that I am fucked up. It's fine. I'm optimistically fucked up. No, I'm not.
But did you make any is there any part of you that has
God, I'm not gonna
peace with it now?
peace
or like,
with my anxiety.
or like strength in owning it in any way, shape, or form?
No, I don't have that. I am curious about it though. I'm curious on what's on the other side because I feel like it's always been there. I've just like unhealthily found ways to speak louder than it so that I could still have that same like reaction, but in a way that I could somehow control, even though it was not a good outcome. It was not a good choice. Or maybe it's that I'm more in touch with things in me now that were shut off. And so those things are like, ha ha, we are afraid. I don't know. It serves a purpose, and I'm hoping that I'm going to see what's on the other side of it, and that having awareness of it and giving its time is going to, I don't know. I don't need to know. I just feel like I think there's something on the other side of it. I don't have peace in it. I'm really embarrassed when it happens in public. I get really scared. I feel really stupid.
Do you think... Take a deep breath there, Twitchy. Your eye did it again.
Did it?
Oh, I love you so much. Do you
There
think
better
that
be fucking something on the other side.
there's definitely something? We're already on the other side
Of
of
this?
it. Yeah.
Okay, it's
Because you
getting
have
worse.
awareness of it. That's the whole thing.
It's hard to not see it now when...
But just the mere fact that you have awareness of it, Stephanie, is so big. And I
Yeah.
think it took the world slowing down in the way that it slowed down and you having to just sit. Like if you think about it, a lot of our life this year was just a lot of sitting.
Uh-huh.
I mean, we did other things, obviously, but it's like we didn't really have a lot of things that we could distract ourselves with, even though we tried.
Wow.
And so it took all of those things happening. So then you had to sit because it's not new. It's not like suddenly this year you had panic attacks. You know, anxiety just didn't come because of 2020, right?
You're the one that made me get comfortable with the word anxiety. I would never even say the word anxiety like 2 years ago.
I'm fucking glad you're comfortable
I
with
say
it.
it now and suddenly I'm like, this is not progress.
But I'm the same way. It was something that I didn't look at. It
Yeah.
was something that I kind of like half-assed. Yeah, I've got anxiety. Yeah, I've got PTSD. Blah, 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 whatever. Right? But I had panic attacks this year. I had panic, like straight up the day that I was driving around in Salt Lake after the fucking
Oh my
earthquake.
God. That was intense though, babe.
Still.
Totally get like,
And it's not even just that day, right? There's been other moments when like I can
those
full
fucking
on
aftershocks.
feel the anxiety fill up my body. I can feel everything start to rise. I can feel everything start to shift and change. And it manifests outwardly different between the two of us. But I fucking experienced it this year. And obviously we're not alone.
yeah.
You know, I think one thing that maybe this year was really beneficial for was highlighting mental health and the issues that people have.
Yeah.
Because it was like, bring everything out and look at it time.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. We are not unique to this.
We're not. We're not
I
unique
think
to
we
it at all.
actually handled it really, really well.
Well,
I think we did. And I tell everybody who thinks that they did not handle it well that, like, you get a fucking pass this year. And if you're standing here, if you're here and you're trying and you're still yeah, you handled it well.
Even if you're not here.
You made me cry.
Well, that's the sad reality.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that killed themselves this year. Doesn't mean they're weak. Doesn't mean that they failed in any way, shape, or form.
Nope.
You know, it's just the reality. And it's okay.
It's not okay.
Well, of course it's not okay when people kill themselves. That's not what I mean. What I mean is that the awareness that is now hopefully going to be even more pronounced in regards to our mental health and our mental well-being and the importance of it, maybe this will be a big transition and a shift for it, right? Behind the scenes, we've had other things that have been really beneficial. Like, obviously I follow MAPS and Rick Doblin and their whole...
What's the World Math Institute done?
It's not the World Math Institute.
Yes, it is.
MAPS?
No, not that. There's a whole other one with, like, the heart math.
Yeah, the Heart Math Institute.
That one.
Yeah, that's not what we're talking about.
I know, it's a separate one. I just remember because they map the energy of the planet. And I'm
Yes.
like, I never looked at that once this year. I want to see what that did.
Right? What did that do?
I
Anyways.
scrolled and I made you lose your thought. I'm sorry.
I didn't lose
You
my
handled
spot.
it very nicely, by the way.
Mental health has become even more important, I think, because of
Yeah.
this year. And it's been highlighted. And I think a lot of people have been, I mean, how long have we been saying that everybody suffers from some form of mental illness or another, right?
I think that was 2018,
Everybody,
2019.
everybody falls on that spectrum.
Yeah.
And I think this year highlighted it for everybody, where they're like, oh, I'm a little fucking depressed. You think?
Yeah.
Right? Or I'm a little anxious. Yeah. Everybody's got it. And it takes years like this to highlight it. And now we can recognize it and hopefully shift and change. And some of the things that are beneficial that have been going on for several years, like MAPS is getting MDMA approved. Like it's damn near
Which
to the
is
very,
amazing.
yeah, it's almost to the end. Like we're almost there. They're like clinical stage 3,
So
stage
what
4,
kind of
something
hero
like that.
is Rick Doblin to be able to get that?
Yeah, it's
I think
amazing.
It's massive.
So that's going to be a huge benefit. They just did the same thing with psilocybin up in Oregon. And so psilocybin is going to be there and available and readily available for people and help.
Great is it going to be when those are the treatments instead of all of the chemicals out there that they're pumping into people that actually cause you to have more suicidal thoughts, that shut down parts of your body. It's fine. This is going to help you. Like how great when we can actually go to the natural products that don't do that. They don't.
So
have
there's
those.
always that silver lining. Like that's one
Okay.
thing that what I'm talking about is in regards to this year, right? This is the
Okay.
year of suck. 2020 was just straight ramming it in your ass and it didn't stop. And it happened like with everybody, right? Over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Our life was just one thing after another. And everybody's life seemed to be like that, right? Just the other day, my lovely, amazing, beautiful, dear aunt, who we love dearly, was in a car accident, right? That was like fucking yesterday. And then today, my mom was in a car accident. And it's like 2020 just keeps on giving. It will not stop. And you and I have had very crazy things this year that have happened. I haven't been in car accidents. Did you back
Thankfully.
into the garage this year? That was
Was
this
it this year,
It
or was
definitely
it?
this year.
It might have been. Was it this year? Or was
Yeah.
it last?
We're not comparing backing
Whatever.
into the garage to some catastrophic thing, but what I'm
I
saying
hit
is
it hard.
2020 was a fucking shitty year, and everybody knows that. And it's highlighted a lot of weaknesses that we all have and a lot of issues that we are facing on a global scale in a lot of areas that are just straight up fucking broken and need to be changed. However, there has been massively beneficial things that have come out of this year and beautiful, amazing things. And that's the silver lining thing that I'm talking about. And that's the optimistic point of view that I feel like I've always tried to embody and have. And I'm not saying like, oh, look at Craig. I'm just saying
That's
like,
exactly what you just said.
I think when we try to remember that and try to like, because even in some of the shittiest times in my life, right? Not just this year, I've had shittier years than this year, actually.
Yeah, me too.
And even in the shittiest times of my life, when things are like really bleak and hopeless and dark, there's always a part of me that's like, yeah, but. And it's not a yeah, but it's going to get worse. It's a yeah, but life is actually okay. And things are going to improve.
Ooh,
and
that has
things are
not
going
been
to get
something
better.
I've done.
Yeah, buts. can always be positive
Yeah, they can.
because there is always something,
If it can be negative, it can be positive.
right? And I know that like there's people that are listening or people that perhaps have had much, much, much tragedy and sadness and difficulty this year. And I'm not sitting here minimizing that in the slightest. However, try to let your yeah buts be positive instead of negative.
Don't be afraid to reach out for help.
Oh, fucking
God,
help,
reach
right?
out for help.
That's a huge thing that's been highlighted this year, the importance of it.
My
And how big people have been helping this year.
They have been. There's
Right?
been a lot of good that came out. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of shit that's came out,
Mm-hmm.
but there's been people that have just like let their wings out this year and have been amazing. I have a friend named Aubrey. She lives in St. George, and she moved down there this year and has an equine therapy, and she feels called to help people that are at risk for suicide. So she's starting her whole program around that, and she's tailoring it to so many people are available and can direct you. Like, start off with the numbers, and if whoever you reach out to isn't helping you, isn't a right match for you, like,
Don't
that's
stop.
okay. Yeah, don't stop. Don't, like, keep going. Somebody out there is going to be able to help. My phone's saying it's right. Somebody's phone's going off. I think it's mine.
You can look.
No, I think it's just the ring.
Yeah.
But, like, keep trying. Keep asking for help, especially when you don't want to, especially when you think nobody is there.
That's the time to do it.
Yeah, reach out.
There's always somebody there. We can help you in some way. I don't know what, whatever problem you got, we can help you.
We can help.
We're
Maybe
smart
we have a
people.
resource. So, like, maybe it's just that moment of saying something. Maybe it's some, like, saying, we hear you.
Well, just
Maybe
the
we
whole
can
idea
direct
that
you to
anybody
somebody.
has to do anything by themselves
don't.
anymore. Like literally anything. You
Yeah.
don't have to do anything by yourself anymore. We don't. And when we stop doing things by ourselves, everything gets way, way easier. And it gets more like enriched and more full and more like life just becomes so much more when we allow people to help us and we help other people and we let people in. Like that's the whole fucking, I think that's the whole fucking idea of this planet. Like that's why we're here,
I agree.
to connect and to help and to love and to just be part of each other's lives
I
instead
agree.
of so separate. So
I agree. What?
you're cute. So now we're going to future cast next year, dear.
I don't want to. I mean,
Let's take a peek into behind the curtain of the 2021 and see what exists. What do you think? What's coming?
what's coming? Love.
Let's not worry about what's coming. Where do you want to go?
Where do I want to go?
Yeah, what do you want to do?
What do I want to do? I want to be able to hug strangers.
Can you not hug strangers now?
No.
Oh, just because of the fear of the virus and stuff? Or because you're like, fuck strangers.
No, I just miss connection. I miss connect, even though I'm afraid of connection. And when I have all the opportunities for connection, I'm like,
So you want to hug strangers?
I want to hug strangers. I
What
want it
else?
to be okay. I don't want it to have to be a thing that you hug past and be like, I'm not, like, a hug is worth the risk of a virus, whether you think it or not, whether you believe in it or not. Every time you hug somebody, there's something there. Whether you have a mask on or not, there's something there. I'm ready for this to not be there. I'm ready for the ability to hug
Hugs.
strangers.
Yeah.
I'm ready to stand. Like, I don't know.
What's one thing you want to do next year?
I want to see smiling faces. I want to see smiling faces, and I want people to see my smiling
I'm
face.
smiling if you're just
I
listening.
miss smiles. I miss seeing people's face. I miss babies seeing people's faces. I miss seeing children's faces. I hate seeing little babies in masks. I'm ready for all this to be done. I want to see faces, and I want to see joy, and I want to see connection, and I want to see love just fucking blossom. When we all take our masks off and start being next to each other, I want to see community and love and compassion, and I just want to see, like, the world just expand with kindness. That's my forecasting. That's what I
That's
want to
wonderful.
see, and that's what I'm forecasting.
And what do you want to do yourself? Like, what is one thing? And it doesn't have to be some big fucking, like, I'm going to do this with my life. And I'm going to
What do I
become
wanna do?
this type of person. Just whatever.
I want to keep getting to know my true self. I had in one of my fasting things, at a point where you're always trying to talk to your higher self.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got your pessimistic self and you got your higher self, and you're supposed to ask your higher self and connect with your higher self. And your higher self is great. And you should, like, I'm not saying not to try and connect with that, but you have who you are and then your higher self, which is, sometimes can feel like this unobtainable goal. And so it's like, well, if I can't be perfect and your higher self's supposed to be perfect and I'm here and I don't want to, like, who am I here? What is my purpose here? Who am I? What feels really in line with it isn't my fears, which isn't all the perfectionism ideals. If I was truly my best, I would be this. Like, who am I? What really feels good to me? What really aligns with me? My true self. And I got a glimpse, and I want to keep cultivating that and learning about my true self and how I can help others in that area.
Is there one thing about your true self that you've seen at this point that you want to share with them?
I think the closest I've already shared, and I'm definitely in a questioning aspect where right now I do not have a clear vision of my true self. So I'm not going to share things because I'm trying to share and stay. Right now, I'm really just giving myself the space to not know and letting that be okay, and knowing that I want to know my true self, my true self, without any fucking influence anywhere else. So I don't know yet. I'll let you know when I know.
I want to become an even better guitar player.
Yeah.
My goal is, because I'm not going to do it this year because we got like 3 days left, but next year I'm going to do a new intro song for this podcast that is guitar.
Cool.
And I mean, that's just a little
You've been
thing.
playing around with that a little bit.
I have been a little bit.
That's awesome.
But that's one thing I'm going to do, and I'm going to become I'm just going to continue to grow as a guitar player because I love it so much. I'm going to allow more people to help me.
Yeah.
And I'm going to continue to focus on what I feed and let that be a focus for me moving forward. Knowing that what I do focus on, I feed, and that's important to me. Podcast-wise, this podcast is not going anywhere, and we're going to continue. I mean, we just got a new fucking table, for hell's sakes.
Right? Like, come on.
And it's going to continue to grow, and I've got some exciting things in my mind of what we can do, and we will be doing. So I'm excited for that. More creation with the podcast. Next year is also the 5-year anniversary of the podcast, which is going to be super cool. Crazy, right? There's not a lot of things in my life that I've done for 5 years consistently in a row, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'm excited. I really am excited. I'm optimistic and I'm hopeful.
Me too.
I don't think the shitstorms of the planet and the world are over. I don't think the shitstorm of this country is over yet.
Yeah.
I think that we still got some more stupidity that's got to play out, and some more people making some massive fucking idiotic choices and decisions. But
Why can't we future cast positive?
I am. I'm just saying, I don't think we're done.
We're not done with the fucktards.
We're not done with the idiotic idiocy that exists in this country and across the globe. It's not just America, but
I feel
because we live
like
here,
we take the cake.
we definitely win. I really think so.
America won the contest of.
I mean,
Like,
I'm sure there's other
how bad can
countries that are dumber than we, but
Yeah.
you probably don't hear about them as much as you hear about our country.
I like what you said, babe. I also want to piggy on that. I want to find the joy. That was one of the things I said recently, that I want to find the joy again. I miss playing the guitar. I miss dancing. I miss that. I miss how it felt, and I want to rediscover the joy. And whatever happened that took it, whatever energy came in that felt like, because like all of a sudden it was like it was gone. It was something that, and I lost joy.
Yeah.
I want it back.
It's here.
Yeah.
We'll get it. Maybe we'll get it tonight after
Maybe.
we get done recording.
Yeah.
I got big plans.
Do you?
I'm going to give you joy all over your face. You're going to get a joy shot right
Stop
in
it.
your... So I brought this up. This is a bottle of...
I thought we were going to do it at the beginning, not the end.
No way. We're closing out the show. This is a bottle of alcohol that it's cognac. A good friend of mine sent me this a while ago.
I'm scared.
And I don't know. How do you pronounce that? Douce?
Mm-hmm. Douce.
Douce. It's not Douce.
I can't see it. I don't know.
Chateau de Cognac.
Keep trying.
It's from France. It's French.
It's French.
Yeah. I don't know what the fuck it is other than a bottle of alcohol
Douce.
that has sat in our liquor cabinet. That's not really a liquor cabinet. And so today...
Have you ever had any of it?
No.
Is that the
brand new.
first cork?
Brand new.
I think you're supposed to like swirl it and let it breathe or something.
Well, with real cognac, you're supposed to like give it some time, but we're just doing shots. 'Cause we're
wait.
fucking...
I'm afraid. If you got to let it breathe.
What do you mean let it breathe?
Let it breathe. I think you're supposed to like...
You don't have to shake it up.
No, you're supposed to like swirl it.
It's not a fucking margarita.
Well, not like...
So we're going to do little shots.
I'm already salivating. I think
Yeah?
I'm already like, I don't know if I can do that.
You ready?
I don't know. Make my shot smaller.
Which one do you want?
The one that is the smaller
Hold on, I'm going to
shot.
go to the line there.
Okay,
that's
that's
a
a
legit
good-
shot. I don't know. Fuck, dear. It's just, it's
No,
2020.
the line. You didn't go to the line. You went like a half an inch above the line.
Well, this is going to be fun.
Okay.
So Alex is the
Thank
buddy of
you.
mine that sent this to us, and I'm excited to try it. Hopefully it goes down smooth, just like
That was a quick edit right
this
there.
beer.
That was a... Did you see that? Did y'all see that?
People that
Okay.
are listening, people that have supported the podcast. We have people that have listened since the beginning, for 4.5 years, almost 5 years ago. Thank you. If you're continuing to listen and you subscribe and you follow us and all that kind of jazz, we really, really appreciate it. At the end of the day, we talk about this all the time, but this podcast is an important part of our life.
It is.
It is something that Stephanie and I have come to appreciate for a bunch of different reasons, and we have a lot of fun doing it. And honestly, I think there's an aspect of it that helps our relationship.
Oh, definitely.
And the opportunity to get to sit and have conversations with you on this little podcast, on this little big podcast, is something that I look forward to every week and something that I love. And I'm very grateful that we have excuse me as I keep burping, the opportunity to share it with people and the opportunity to share our story and our experiences and our love, really, at the end of the day. This whole thing is just a big, huge expression of our love in one way, shape, or form. And I love that we get to share it with people and we get to send it out for everybody across the entire planet to listen to and enjoy. And hopefully it makes an impact on them at some point. And it does. We know that. So thank you, everybody that listens and tunes in every week.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're not going to ask anything of you this episode other than just enjoy, hopefully, your 2020
Has been.
just as magnificent as ours has been. And you look forward to 2021. Which one would you like, babe? Anything else you want to say? Sorry. I got a little emotional.
You did. You said it wonderfully.
Yeah.
So,
Anything you want to
second
add?
that. Thank you.
Yeah.
And to the people that I know that are mentioning that they're listening, and even when you see my face do this, thank you. Thank you for liking me anyway. Thank you for seeing the me and accepting me.
Yeah.
You know who you are.
Pick your shot.
Pick my shot. Okay.
Which one you want?
Go with the right.
I wouldn't smell it if I were you.
I'm not going to. I'm salivating again.
You got your chaser ready. Get your water or your beer or whatever you're going to be chasing
I
with.
don't know.
And you're totally, I don't think we're supposed to shoot cognac. It's totally something
What
we're
are we gonna
supposed
do
to
then?
sip and
Am I gonna
enjoy. But
Should we sip it then?
no, we're shooting it. It's 2020.
Right.
Fuck this year, right?
Fuck the shirt.
And all the things that we've come to appreciate and
I
learn
don't-
about each other. On the count of
Okay.
3, you ready?
All right.
1.
I don't know. You know what happens when I take shots?
Let's do it in French
I'm
since
about
it's
to get naked.
French cognac.
Okay.
I'm excited. She's about to get naked, folks.
Shots.
Un,
Un,
deux,
deux,
trois.
trois.
Ooh, fuckity shit.
Oh, that's.
Wow. Hoocha.
Uh-oh.
You like it?
I think I like it. What is that?
Okay.
I handled it.
You did it much better than I did.
I think I like it. Okay, I like to recount my earlier statement. I might have a drinking problem.
We might be alcoholics.
I might need to, like, my couple of beers during a podcast might. That's only once a week. I feel like, I don't know.
I love you.
That's good.
It is good. We only get one shot, though.
I'm
One-
only.
once
I
a
can
year.
already feel the fire,
Mhm.
so I know that my body is like, you may like it, but you cannot handle it. So you can't handle the truth. So
I love you,
Forgot about-
Stephanie.
I love you.
Thank you for listening, everybody.
Thank you.
Go have a wonderful hug somebody.
If you can.
Be grateful for what you have. And we'll see you next year.